Hi, Ken.
Hi. Hi, Jeff. Thank you. Thank you for coming on my channel.
Always, anytime.
Yes. It's been long overdue.
Yeah, and then some like have been planned for 2036. We're way ahead of schedule, right? For one of our shows. So
Yeah, I think we were kind of like a little bit overwhelmed by the concept, and then something came up, and then now you've been doing them on your channel, so that really helps. But, anyways, I'm Care Bear Bard of Cards, and I've got Jeff with Tarot Ask Backwards, not Ask Backwards.
hi, Ange.
So, and we're here to
Hi,
answer your
Christine.
burning questions about your dreams from what comes out in our cards and, you know, what spirit wants to divinely tell us. And we will do our best to interpret that. We just ask for you to be here during your read because I don't know about you, Jeff. Sometimes I have questions.
Yeah, I do too. And yeah,
And the
and
energy. Yeah, the energy
mhm.
exchange, it's just respectful. Um, I'm sure all
It's
of y'all are
easier.
very
It's
familiar.
easier.
It really is.
Hmm.
Um, so we don't get too, lost here. We've already got what, like 7 here. We've got our beautiful Fatima. We love you, Fatima. You are so
Yes,
supportive.
blessings and
Yes,
loyalty, Fatima. Thank you.
absolutely.
Everyone here, actually.
Yes. Spirit Tribes talks with Deborah. Hey, Deborah. Thank
Yeah.
you for being
Thank you
here.
for being here. Hi,
Appreciate
Janet.
that. Oh, goodness. Do you know, is the
Yep.
J
Marijana, events.
Marijana?
Yeah. But one U and it becomes something else in the first name.
That's why I did like this. So I was like, I don't think it says that. Jeff and I, we cut up a little bit. So just know, like, we're not laughing at y'all. We're probably laughing at ourselves and
Mhm.
just,
And
laughter's
we're
great
very
medicine.
random together too.
Yes, we are.
Mhm.
That's the poets in us, which we're gonna share a little bit of our poetry before we get things kicked off. But I just wanted to throw out the highs
Hi, Majestic.
before
Hi, Jess.
they get
Hi,
crazy.
Cosmic.
And my girl, Ange, I love reading with Ange, and she's got a great channel. Most people on here do, so I'll just subscribe to each other. It's a community I cherish. Christine, thank you for being
Hi,
here.
Christine.
And Rossi with the beautiful black kitty cat. Love, love, love.
Love Rossi.
Yes, Rossi is fabulous. I really enjoyed getting to sing happy birthday to her in our Libra live because it was actually the day of her birthday. I was like,
Oh.
oh, that was fun. Janet Lee. Hi, Janet. Thank you for being here. Oh, all of those sweet emojis. I love it. I'm an emoji addict. Adelia. We've got the sisters here. Fatima and Adelia. Fatima's family is so sweet how they support us as well. And then Jess. Hey, Jay. How are
Hi,
you?
Jess.
Yes. So glad you were here. Steven. Steven. I'm always calling him something different, cosmic, you know, whatever comes out. But yeah, he does all of these. Subscribe to his channel. He does all of these, flip throughs, cool videos. His collection is astounding. I would have a field day there. I'm like, how do you store it? Where do you keep it? Like, so
And
many
an
questions.
educator, a teacher, too, I
Yes.
think.
Yes. So many questions I have for you one
Hmm.
day about that. Like, I want to see, like, behind the scenes, I'm
Janet,
always.
no, you're not late tonight.
So So I'm sure going through and seeing, I don't think I like missed anybody that hasn't like typed in. And if I did, I greatly apologize. No, it's not anything personal. It's hard to keep up with chat sometimes. Oh, got a new comment. Okay. So we just kind of talked, I guess, we'll kind of go through in the order and we'll do, as many as we can. I don't know about you, Jeff. I don't have a set time limit, I mean, of course,
either.
yeah. I mean, of course, I can't be like, I'm here forever, but
Yeah,
I
with a
don't
gun to
have
your
any
head.
set.
Stay there.
Yeah. So we can try to answer, as many as we can. And I will star, as I see them come in. And
Christine's already got one.
yep. I love it. That's what I'm talking about. So I've starred you, Christine. Okay. So Jeff, is there anything that you would like to touch on before we get started and share a poem?
Yeah. Well, that too. When we decided to collaborate again, Care Bear asked me, do you want to do the psychoteropathy bit or do you want to do dreams? And I thought about it and I thought, well, you know what? Dreams are going to take into consideration both of those because we're drawing off the subconscious. And of course, I've got this deck that
you're so smart.
I'm most fond of that reminds people of the Rorschach test when you look at the cards as opposed to what the imagery of the Rider-Waite is by itself. So I'm not going to make people do it that way, but I'm going to
that might take forever.
interpolate meaning based on that. So I really think that I'm glad Care Bear gave me the choice, because if we had just done it one way, we would have been closing ourselves off to one realm of things. So I think it's going to be good. And I did want to just read, I posted this on my community page, but I'm really proud of it because I can't stop saying the word. So this is called Apocalyptica, pressure to pleasure, pressure to pleasure. Sometimes all it takes is one spot to start the thrust that pushes us into rapture's core. When the tears of ecstasy can't be washed away, after the navel gazing is annihilated by some other man's fantasy that he led astray. Evangelical Armageddon, protect at all costs the fetuses so that women must be drilled by a patriarchal penis. So a war for the body, mind, and soul is a skirmish of genders that even carnal suppression couldn't bear any reward. Apocalyptica, you knew it was headed that way. Apocalyptica, the convergence of opposed doctrine can't be reconciled. Apocalyptica, you don't want to conceive a child for the same reasons they want to own your uterus. Apocalyptica, only you can't control this universe. And there was kind of that universe and uterus kind of rhymed when I was writing it, but it didn't come out like that way fully, but it is.
I love the repetition of Apocalyptica. It brings you back to your theme there.
Mm-hmm. And it's the name
I like that.
child, like a name. I named the girl Apocalyptica,
And obviously that was the let me just tell them real fast the conversation we had about the thumbnail too, because that's so funny. So I was like, so what kind of theme? I want to make a really cool thumbnail because I enjoy doing that. And I get really into it.
And I can't,
I mean, this is one of the few things I do technology wise, but apps and stuff, it's not any special skills on my part, just my creative brain. So I was like, what do you want to do? He's like, apocalypse. I was like, okay. And then I came back and I'm like, so do you want to look undead or do you want to look like you were beaten up and barely standing?
That one. Yeah, I'm like that one.
So that was the inspiration. That's all I just wanted to mention about that. So,
and when we die or before we die, some of us feel that way anyway. That's why we go quicker. So, sorry, everybody.
No, these are, no, I
You know,
love how
like
you talk.
sometimes people go into retirement and then like 5 years later they're gone. You know, like that's an extreme case. That's an even more extreme case of what I said, because what I said was supposed to be hyperbole. But what I said before that about when people retire and then 5 or 6 years they're gone, and they're gone out of inactivity. So there's like a reality component to that, you know. But it's true though. You
Yes.
feel tired and defeated and whatever.
Yes, absolutely. And that brings an interesting point about dreams too. That I'm going to share on my community tab. Is Jay Shetty had this? I cannot tell you the name of the doctor right off the top of my head. It's one of those impossible to pronounce names, and he is so interesting to listen to. He's actually a can like a cancer surgeon. So what is it? Oncology surgeon.
Oncologist.
Yeah, yeah. But he's done a lot of, he's had a lot of realizations with dreams with his cancer patients. And they approached him about writing this book. So I guess this is like his passion, is like looking at more scientific view behind dreams as well. And he was mentioning too, like even with cancer patients, like he's with terminal, like they are resolving a lot of things in their dreams and they seem to be positive, although you would think like they know time is going short. But the reason why I brought that up too is, we think like we're going to sleep to give ourselves rest in our brains. Like, yes, our body, there's certain functions and everything, but our brain needs playtime. Like our brain needs like our he's like, it's like there's all these neurons and everything. Like it's like electricity just lit up
Mm-hmm.
everywhere if you were to
Mm-hmm.
look at a scan while somebody's dreaming. And we need that time to explore and do these things. Like Carl Jung said, treat your dreams like they're facts. Don't minimize them. They are what they are, and just look at it there. There is a purpose. If you remember that dream, it's more significant. We all dream, by the way. Some people are like, oh, I don't dream. You just don't remember them. Or you need to set up things to remember them differently. And if you lose sleep, and if you lose sleep too, you when you do finally go back to sleep, you can dream more intensely, more quickly. And that's when you might really have some super crazy dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Because your brain's like, man, I really needed to get out here and do this.
Mm-hmm. And that's like, there's
Yeah.
that weird dichotomy of, you know, using hallucinogenic drugs won't help either. Or if you take sleeping pills like I do, or you're on a benzodiazepine as I am, what ends up happening is you will have them and they will be sporadic, but you will not remember them.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. Makes
the,
sense because,
the more
yeah.
fit your body is, the more sleep that you can give your body, the more receptive you're going to be to your dreams, even if they're bad. And I think that's one reason right there as an intuitive, if we're big like as I am, not in presence as far as my community goes, but just being huge physically. One reason to lose weight, to get rid of the apnea, because the sleep apnea, one of the questions they ask you,
Cutting off oxygen to your brain,
yeah,
and you
and
need that.
too, they ask you in 2017 when I was diagnosed, on one of their questionnaires, do you remember your dreams? And I'm thinking, what a strange question to ask, you know what I mean? But it's really not. I guess you're supposed to. And if you're getting a good night's sleep, you're supposed to remember your dreams.
Yeah, and I'm just going to share this thing. I highly recommend any of y'all to listen to this special. Like I'm going to finish listening to it. It was I was hearing things that I've never heard people say before, and it was very interesting, and from a scientific, viewpoint too, sharing like what your brain looks like when you dream. I was like, wow, that's really cool.
That
Yeah,
seems
yeah,
fascinating to me.
yeah.
Yeah, that
But
does.
yeah, and I'm thinking too, like there was something he mentioned, our dreams are reflections too of things that we're doing in our lives, things that we're experiencing. And going back to when people, retire, things like that, I wonder too, like how the dreamscape is affected and differs. Is it more reminiscent? Is it, I mean, there's just, I wish people in the, I mean, I guess I would have to be a part of this too, is uh, like more boards, like where people could pull and get more research in this, that science, that doctor talks about it too, is to, from different cultures, different backgrounds and everything like that, because then we could see more patterns to, and relate more with dreams, and they can have more research and data. So I thought that was interesting. That was a
And
sidetrack.
I wonder too how much we're losing in downloads by not taking care of ourselves, of our bodies.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? If that mind body connection is probably one of the more glaring ones that we're not looking at down the line.
Right.
It's
What are
not
we
something,
watching
what are we
before we go to
watching?
sleep?
Right.
What are
Yeah.
we reading? Things like that. And it's all goes back to the psychological things. I think we deal in our dreams a lot of the times things that we are denying, that our conscious brain denies to deal with, sets it aside, doesn't even notice or recognize that. So our brain's like, wait, our subconscious comes up because it's way more powerful than any conscious thought that we can have.
Yeah, and I always have that textbook one. The one I remember the most is, being late for a class all semester.
Yeah, or like missing the
And then,
test,
and then going back and,
failing.
30 years ago, someone's like, maybe you want to go back to school,
Yeah,
I don't,
but yeah, and then there's things like too, it's like if somebody says that and it makes you think about it, but don't discount, like, because your intuition about what it is going to be the most powerful tool, and to sit down and maybe journal about it. We forget our dreams very quickly.
Yeah, that's what sucks about them.
Yeah, we forget them so quickly. So he was like talking about, the minute I could go grab my phone when I first wake up, instead, like, I should have wrote that down. Even if it's like just enough that you can remember, like you don't have to journal out everything, but I forget like where it was or what, who was, I mean, and then it just goes.
Yeah, and I lose the continuum of what was going on in it, and all I remember are fragments. Whereas years ago, I don't know if as a kid we realize the gift we have when we are dreaming, but I think the only really solid one, and I don't know if your dreams were different when you were sick as a kid, but I always, when I had a cold or a bad cold, I was always having what I believe now is one of the past life regression ones where I'm getting eaten by a shark and I was a fish.
Yeah, I believe in those too.
I believe in those.
Yeah. I don't think that there's always scientific explanations to
like if something
too.
is repeated and it's the same dream,
yeah,
then I'm gonna be probably more apt to. I mean, because we think of dreams as just chance, like if they happen, but they are all trying to tell us something, but they're not all trying to tell us the same thing always. So it's like
Jung says, be humble when it comes to your dreams. Like, they go blurry very quickly, but be humble in the process. It's like, don't discount the power of what your subconscious is telling you. And the stronger those messages are, the more important they are. And it's worth taking the time to at least just think through it instead of saying, oh, that was just silly. Think about, why am I having this? In nightmares, I learned something too. I need to look into it. Yeah. Is you can do where you basically, I can't, now I forget the term, but basically you rescript that, like almost like a positive affirmation before you go to sleep. I'm having these kind of dreams tonight, that kind of thing. Like, or if you want to wake up early and you don't want to feel groggy, like, I'm going to go to sleep, or no, I'm waking up with energy and a positive attitude or something like that. And it's powerful because your subconscious takes that. And if you go right to sleep, or try to anyways, right to sleep after that, yeah, um, then that has a chance for your subconscious to soak that in. That's why your manifestations are more powerful when you can do affirmations before you go to sleep, because then the subconscious can like take root and roll with it. Yeah.
And
So
then the idea of
anyways, yeah.
having lost time, I don't think that I necessarily have had an experience where I had been taken, but in 2022, I felt I had lost a lot of time in a dream, but I had a dream of being poked and prodded. And I don't think, in the middle of Worcester, Massachusetts, anyone was going to come on the 6th floor of this apartment complex and get me and take me in a ship. But I did feel as if I
Maybe
had
they
been.
could do it telepathically.
Maybe. I mean,
That's a
there's
whole nother show.
that's another show. Yeah, we won't go there. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another show. I got in like a new poem. It's really rough. I was telling Jeff. Oh, and I know like some of y'all I've told throughout this week, in different chats and just conversations. I had a dream, a Holocaust dream this week. And it's, strange, like I'm not Jewish, but I was dreaming it from the perspective of, being helpless and in a situation where I'm hiding for my life in my dream. I'm not going to get into the side things of it. I'm just talking about the dream itself. Um, but I did kind of like blink. I'm like, why would I haven't been reading anything about the Holocaust lately, although I've read Schindler's List and all kinds of stuff, like when I was in my teens.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really like to read because it just astonished me in the worst, like how could this have happened? And it really wasn't that long ago when you think about it. It's
No.
crazy. And just the extent of suffering and injustice and just extinguishment and disvalue for life and, humanism and all that. Like, how could this have happened? And so I was always intrigued by that to try to understand it more. And so I kind of realized later with the help of another reader that I'm like, wait, my granddad was in World War II. So I thought maybe because I've been doing like a lot of like mediumship development, like meditations and stuff, that maybe he was showing me things or just, I don't know. I've got to dig a little bit more into that, but I feel like there was some linkage there, which put me like in the Holocaust, and maybe to see some of the things that he saw, that because I know he had regrets about how he treated my mom and stuff. And he had a lot of things that he was trying to atone for in his older age that he did under the influence, but also though too, you get that PTSD and those traumas. I mean, I'm sure I can't imagine the kind of nightmares he had coming back. So anyways, in my dream, I was running for my life, hiding, and like in a wall, like, like all the places that, it's like behind or in between a wall, like crammed. And my dream kind of like went into things where like in my dream I was actually able to like go through more portal walls and stuff, but they kept coming. They were just right on me, and it was like just right before I woke up I was found. So it was just like it was intense, and I bit my tongue in my sleep. It was bleeding, and
Oh my.
it's still healing. Yeah, and like my elbows were sore. Like I felt like I was like had been beat up. So I know I like had to be like this in my sleep a lot. And my husband like told me I kept talking in my sleep. Like it was an intense night. So luckily I haven't had that dream again this week. But so anyways, this is just a poem that I wrote probably like in 15 minutes, trying to put something into words here. Hate is the sound those shiny boots made, relishing the fear that echoed in silence. Click, stomp, click. I hold my breath, my heart beating so loudly. What if they have a stethoscope that can pick up its sound? My ears ring as panic sets in, praying, please don't. Please just let me disappear. All it is, a normal wall. No one hides behind it. My blood is just that, no different from your own. If I am God's chosen one, his child, where is he now? I close my eyes and imagine a door I can open into a safe place, away from the misery and disgrace. But that door opens to another door. I run, slamming them behind me, tears stinging my eyes. They will find me here. They will find me. No door can hide me from their wicked persistence. I will myself to slip into the void, a liminal space in the attic of my mind. I count their footsteps as I descend into the blackness. 20, 19, 18, 17. My brain starts to tingle, my tongue numbs, and spots light up behind my eyelids. 16, 15, 4. I can't finish counting before the abyss takes me into its vast arms, shrouding me from consciousness, knowing in this hell is the only peace I can find.
Wow.
That was my poem.
I'm wondering if you were ever in some pogrom or something in a past life, because not only do you seem to be an active victim, but you seem to be an aggressor too.
I wonder that too about that. Yeah.
You know, like, aggressor just came out. Like, I was wondering if maybe like you were a strong person trying to fight someone off, or if you were actually,
I have dreams like that all the time.
Yeah, an aggressor who was, perpetrating this.
But a lot of the times it's like I'm the one who's running away, hiding or whatever. And I know that a lot of that's probably to do with the fact that I'm 5'3" and a woman physically. There's a limitation to my strength and will, and it's always, what can I do? How can I out trick them or use my other skill sets? So it's like I'm solving puzzles in my brain, I have a very active dreamscape. I definitely do. I enjoy
Hi, Jessica
dreaming.
Ralston. Hi.
So anyways, that's kind of like
Hi,
our sharing in our, going off air. Rossi had a question for you too, Jeff. Do you did you ever look at that Gothic literature tarot?
I have not yet. I have not done that yet.
Me neither. I'm very interested.
We've got to do it.
We've got Amanda here. Hi,
Hey,
welcome.
Amanda.
Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. And let's see, I'm just going through saying some more hellos.
Bill arrived.
Oh, y'all are so sweet. Thank you. Of course, I'm not going to be able to talk about everybody's, comments, but I just love y'all just lighting up the chat, talking with each other. And, oh yeah, Ange, if we're not entering in a REM sleep, then, or REM REM, then you are not getting the proper rest and you will not dream. Yeah. Let's see.
I tend to go to bed wired and I'm always well fed. So that's probably why it doesn't happen anymore. But like, the thing about it is, it's so important if we've expanded our gifts to be doing this. So
yes,
there's a reason right there to like try to lay off the garbage.
Hi,
food.
Anna. Thank you for being here. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And look, Jessica
Hi.
Ralston. Hi, I remember you telling me about her. Actually, sub to you, Jessica. I just, I don't know, like if we're different time zone, time zones. I'm on the East Coast here. I
I
just
think she
don't
might
seem
be
to like be on
central.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's not that much of a difference. I don't know. It's so random. I don't think I get
She's a
everybody's
Virgo.
notifications. Oh, really? Cool.
Yep.
Mercury's child, like me, Gemini, Mercury children. Bill, we love Bill. He's a good poet too. And he has an awesome channel, which is what I like to call it. It's an experience of the
It's an
senses.
eclectic mix of
Yes.
different art and skill that he has of tarot,
Yes.
painting.
I
He
love it.
really is literally a Renaissance man. Renaissance, he can do
I
quite a
like that, Jeff. That's wonderful.
multimedia artist.
I'm gonna have to talk to you about that, Ange. I want to know
Oh,
more.
Pacific? Sorry, Jessica. I thought you were somehow central.
Oh, okay. So Pacific, that makes a lot more sense then. Yeah, 'cause that time gap. I miss Bill so much unless I've got a really good string of insomnia going on. Um, but I remember when I had a good string of that, and I'm like, I'm gonna look. Bill might be on. And then I'm like, hey, I might fall asleep while I'm listening to you. So don't take it personally. So far, um, oh wow, goodness, that's something to wake up to. I'm trying to stay out of that, in my
Hi, Anna.
thoughts and stuff. So we've got so far one question from Christine. Y'all bring in some questions for us. I know y'all have some dreams that
Anything,
you want more insight,
Yeah.
and if it's not a dream or whatever, we'll answer it. But this was a space for me to be able to talk about dreams a little bit.
Let you know our point of view, like
Yeah.
and we know, and the problem is a lot of us aren't really good dreamers. So, if we're not voracious dreamers, we probably think, well, what can we do? What can we do to get better at it? I wouldn't, hear about these people that have dreams where I think Teresa Ford, when Lilac Lantern was around, who was a psychic on this channel or one of the channels on YouTube,
I've heard that
she had
name.
said a word in like a dream before we all would go to sleep. We would we would all
That's
meet in a
cool.
mystical place. And I'm getting chills talking about it, or we try to meet in a mystical place.
I
And
just did too.
yeah, and someone
Yeah.
said some Lilac Lantern thought of a word, and at the end of after the dream, she would tell you what the word was, but you could guess it, and Teresa Ford got it. So if Teresa Ford sees this on playback ever,
That's like remote viewing, but doing it in your
yeah,
dreams. So it's
yeah,
way more powerful.
that's another
I've
thing.
went down remote viewing rabbit holes, but it's intense, y'all. It's a lot of reading and a lot of practice. And
And
I
it
don't know
pays.
if but I don't know if I've got the attention and focus to look at the more boring parts of it. I know that sounds horrible, but it's like me.
Hmm.
It's like I'm the person who like wants to speed ahead, and they're like, whatever you do, don't speed ahead because you're not going to be good at
Yeah,
this.
yeah. Like I don't even know how someone trains for that, or how they are born with that,
I
or yeah.
really don't have the environment to properly do it right now, too. I mean, I can't just go in a room and like that's quiet and in this perfect thing. I mean, I don't have that in my house. That's not available to me with three children who, by the way, y'all will hear them. Hopefully they'll be, I've got twin toddlers, so many of y'all already know that.
I see
But
it cost.
anyways.
Yeah. I don't know how we would approach this question from Bill. I have a question for Jeff. Are you worried that you'll wake up in a timeline where Trump is president and many others will be in a timeline where I think we're already in that sort of point where we're manifesting one outcome. And unfortunately, we have this predisposition as humanity to manifest the worst outcome. And I truly believe also we're in a karmic cycle where what we're
Yes.
now is supposed to
She says yeah too.
I'm going to say yes on that question, but I'm also going to say that I think we've already been doing it. And I don't think whatever the outcome of that election is, the rights agenda is going to move forward, but I'm not going to go into why.
Yeah. So we don't want to like go political,
But as far as the timeline bit, God, that's like a metaphysical question for another show. Like, I don't even want to drill into that.
Don't even start talking about metaphysics and quantum and all that. I love to hear other people talk about it. And then it's like, and then my brain like just is kind of like, well, I realize how much smarter I could be.
You know,
I feel unintelligent.
You know, like there were people taking metaphysics as freshmen. My dad took it as a freshman in college.
That's
where he
cool.
went. Yeah. And I never knew he took it because I looked at his old transcripts. But can you imagine taking that just in a semester in like
that's amazing.
12 weeks or whatever? Yeah.
Wow. And then you're actually, being rewarded with, because it's your school,
Mm-hmm.
it's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, I'm doing work. This isn't like
like for me, it was intro to philosophy, and Plato and Socrates and all that. And then someone's diving right into metaphysics. It's like, whoa.
My dream to like, just, it's my job to just learn these things and implement them into my practice, like where it's not where I'm always making time for the things that I love.
Mm-hmm.
Rossi did mention, yes, Rossi. I'm glad you brought that up. That's a wonderful show too. I think they simulcast that too. Terry and Diana Balls, Callie Hiller, and then Allie. I mean, y'all know Allie. She's like one of the OGs. Yeah.
How come there aren't enough men in that game though?
Well, Peter and Carolyn come in there.
Do they come on there quite a bit?
I mean, I know they have. So, but yeah, I think I love Peter and Carolyn.
Majestic. That's interesting. I just by the sound of it, when I hear physics and I hear anything science related, I think it's going to be hard. Science and I stopped connecting first semester.
That sounds like astronomy.
Yeah. But I wish I had taken astronomy. Considering
now.
Yeah.
I don't know. Astrology is hard enough for me.
Yeah. And based on what I've seen as far as like how you have to learn and the way what transits are and all that other stuff.
There's
Rossi
really
has
not a fast way. Yeah. And then Audra. Hi, Audra. And I did just say hi to Viviani.
Thank you, Rossi.
Viviani is wonderful. Yes. Viviani, the Akashic Records readings and everything. I love that. And whoops. Hold up. Oh, it's a question. Okay, let me star that, Janet. And you know what? I mean, Jeff and I, we like challenges. That's what I like about Jeff too. Like we'll play off of each other too, and talk
a lot
about
of it too is being comfortable with the energy of the question and the reader. So
absolutely, yeah. We will look at it and see what we think. Let's see. Only one wasn't good enough. Let's see. It's beautiful, happy, laughing, and illness. Anna, I'm not sure. Is that a question or just a comment? Just let me know if you have a question or if that's a question. I don't want to just assume it's a comment and it's a question.
That's a safe way to be. Yeah.
Yeah. And Jeff, you can see which ones. I've got like 3 stars so far. Let's see.
Yeah.
Western dreams like a spy maybe hiding out. Okay, so y'all are sharing y'all's stream. Oh, is this Rossi? Is this because Stephen put that up? Is that a question about 6 weeks of heart? The Western dreams like hiding out and stopping from hurting me. Okay, same Rossi. Let me know if
yeah, we haven't started that yet. So if it's a
question.
So
let me know if that's a question. All the time and constantly seeing dreams. Okay. All right. So what okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So say you need some more men there.
Or
For
girly
a
men.
new perspective.
Or even
to
girly
balance
men
out.
like me.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love you. So anyways, I know like I highlighted a few comments there I wasn't really sure about. So y'all just let me know. Okay. And I will start them. Rossi said, sure. Okay, we can read, see why that's happening, Rossi. So I'm going to take that, we'll turn it into a question. And I wasn't sure what Anna said, so I don't want to miss.
So Cosmic is pointing up at the shore. You got that right.
Okay, yeah, that's why I went back up.
Okay. Because I was like, why am I looking at that?
Anna, don't ever apologize for talking too much.
Thank you, Cosmic.
I have that
love
problem.
how Cosmic does that, actually.
Yes. Hey, yeah, Cosmic, you're awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you notice, like, because we're gonna start getting into these readings because we're almost 45 minutes and I knew we would do this.
Yeah, this is what happens with us. This is why we don't do more of this, probably, because we probably get like shifted. You'd have to be on with us all night.
Yes, if Jeff and I like lived close,
just come to an abrupt stop. Ding.
I would never sleep. Yeah. So yeah, Cosmic.
Oh, thanks, Anna.
In here, just oh, no worries. Glad I'm here. Okay, all right.
Is that a question, Anna? Dreams of water lots? Does that mean like dreaming of water a lot? Is that a question?
You want us to look at it? I'll start it just in case, and
okay.
And we'll just the water I swim with sharks jump on crocs' heads. I like that. That would be fun. Okay, yes. Okay. Thank you, Anna. Yeah, so if y'all like put a question mark or whatever after, that'll help me know that your comment.
Hi, Debbie. Debbie at 3 Shipping Bales is here. Hi.
Oh, hi, Debbie. Hi. We are just getting started with the reads here. We had some Jeff and I had to wax poetic about our ideas and thoughts and poems. So anyways, yeah, we had a lot to talk about. Okay, so first off, Jeff, we've got Christine.
Okay.
You're usually faster than I am, so I guess whoever finishes first. I'm gonna silence myself because I have some charms and they're like really loud. This is my thing with Ange. We collect charms.
Christine, on this, I'm getting a sort of protection energy that you've had your whole life, and this dream was a manifestation of that. That there was this sort of I'm saying institutionalized for some reason, institutionalized idea about marriage and having to get married a certain way by a certain time. And then the reason that there's no face, you know how they say like marrying some random. I feel like even that you were going to be closed to love either because you got hurt or because the expectation of what really love should be as sacred was somehow destroyed or tainted by something that had come before or was prefaced this vision, But let me look at the cards and see what I get. Because the fact that there's no face man, in my 20s, and 20s by today's standard is, even I'm getting chills on this side, is still very young to get married, but most people were getting married in their 20s, in like the 70s even, which seems like a long way. Like for some people, it seems like a way back, but it really wasn't for people who've been alive, for a certain period of time. But let me see what I get. Yeah, something felt out of alignment. I got the chakra alignment card. You were trying to put the pieces together of something that you were told would make you happy, is what I'm getting, and everything working in harmony. And this is why you're trying. There's like a certain level of cognitive dissonance. Maybe there was someone you were going with, but even at that time, the imposition of what institutions were putting on you, I feel like this dream was trying to tell you either to run, or it was trying to tell you, if you're going to do this, do it a different way. Um, and then I got your challenge, and I'm not going to go through the whole Celtic cross thing because we've, 5 of wands. So, like, to me, Saturn and Leo. So it was about having children and having a family, and that was the challenge. But it was basically, it could have been with anybody. You did really want to have children, I'm hearing, either because you wanted them or in part because you felt pressured. And the other aspect is I'm getting the solar plexus chakra, which is how we feel reversed. So it does kind of add up to me that it just didn't feel right to me. I hope that resonated. That's what I'm getting.
I'm almost there. All I got to do is like grab my charms and throw them.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So
I'm a slower shuffler.
So Christine says yes with children, however, went to graduate school. Yeah, I think Christine, you were too independent, and not in a bad way. The societal norms were to push this on people. I just think you were shattering the myth in your subconscious. That's all.
Okay. I told Jeff I meant to write way more of these, but I was like, you know what? We can only do so many anyways. So I'll probably be able to pull one of these for each person. They're like little quotes I found about dreams. I always like to look up things and add them to my readings.
I asked the pendulum to Christine. It said yes. Like I asked it, was she trying to shatter the myth subconsciously? And it said yes.
That's funny because there's a lot of archetypes and myths.
Mm-hmm.
I wish now I had written down this quote about,
and that would make a
dreams and
fascinating
myths. Yeah.
show right there about those in dreams, because I'm sure that's all subjective, but
Because she said
the
archetype.
yeah,
I
the
want to pull
archetype,
from my archetype now, like that she just said that. I feel like that was divine. But anyways, keep going, Jeff. I'm so sorry. I'm almost like right here, but funny. In my Celtic, I started right off the
Rossi
bat with the lovers.
Care Bears, you frozen.
I'm
You were
frozen.
frozen for a second. Now you're not. When I said it came back.
The
Rossi,
veil is thin.
yeah, that's why this should be this should be really easy, what we're doing tonight. I got she expected to marry and it didn't matter who. Yeah. The uncomfortable part was the institution of the church and having your future already mapped out. Yeah. I got half of what Rossi got. So
this is crazy when I just pulled from this archetype, which is it's a Kim Kranz that does this. I got Eros, and look, like it looks like literally like a diamond, like in a ring, but look, it's like in lips there. And this is like actually one of the higher, like higher conscious kind of ones, an archetype there.
That's an interesting image right there. I see something kind of phallic.
Yeah, and also
like
but also not just phallic. It could go the other way too.
Or our lips are sealed, or this was the movement when people were starting to, not for entertainment purposes only, abort, protect themselves with prophylactics, or not giving it up quickly, not giving it just to anybody, not to say that anyone did.
That's why I think that there's no face. It's because there's not somebody that she was like, I know there's going to be somebody there, but I don't have an image of who that could be that I want to say and spend the rest of my life with, or will I meet them? Like, so it's like, I'm just going to hold space in my dream for this.
Yeah.
We can fill in the details later. That's all I was kind of thinking too. And that's just something. I did look in I've got this dream deck, and first, like, this isn't the card that I pulled, but it's like talks about wedding and marriage, because I did want to see if there's a card about that. And dreams that feature a wedding or marriage are usually all about new beginnings, often with no literal reference to married life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. I'm not going to read all of this naturally, but this is a really cool deck I was showing Jeff, and you can get it for pretty cheap these days. I think like Anthropology, that store, like had put it in their, section, because they feature some tarot decks and stuff, but it's called the Dream Decoder. And, you can just kind of divinely, pull, or you can just flip through cards. You get an image, and then they give a very thorough description on the back of it. So, I'm scanning really quick to make sure there's nothing else. But yeah, you could be looking on a deep psychological level at the masculine and feminine aspects of yourself, the animus and the anima. I would write down Eros, and I would look more into that, by the way. And because that could be, as a collective
Anna
archetype.
said it's a great deck.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that. So if you're the bride or groom in a dream, pay close attention to the person you're marrying. Well, I tried to, but I couldn't see their face. As their character may suggest what aspects of yourself you need to learn from or assimilate to become whole. Perhaps there's parts that you didn't feel whole within yourself about, and projected that onto the groom that you're standing with too. Deep. That's deep. Okay,
psychology of dreams. Yeah,
it's deep. I love it though. So I'm using my Deviant Moon deck. I hardly ever use this, but it's really great for like dream work and shadow work, because he created Patrick Valenza. These are a lot of dreams that he had as a young child, and characters and images. So we start off with the Lovers. That's at the heartbeat of the read, and it's interesting. We were talking about like the masculine and the feminine aspects of yourself, putting those together, and then you have that idea like, look at the little snake. This looks very Salvador Dali too, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. The white and the lighter, darker, like this contrast.
Image. There's one image. There's actually then, like, 3 images then in that case.
Down there. Yes. Yeah. That and then the moon is like right above them. But yeah, so it's at the baseline of it is knowing, like, in your 20s, I know me too, it's like you, especially for women, societal level, these are things that we look at like, I should be thinking about who I'm going to spend the rest of my life with, the idea of that spiritual love and that union and the pressures that brings. I had, I'm calling this a Lego dumbbell.
What is that? I love that.
Yeah. I create terms from all my kids' toys. And
that looks like a Ramon divination tool, because I don't know how it works.
well, it, yeah. I hope one time, like, you can come pop in when Angela and I do our term readings. They're fun. So yeah, I'm thinking of the weight, the pressure, and also when you think about exercise and stuff, things that we think we have to do because of societal pressures and things like that. But the weight, I literally like feel like it's almost a weight a burden. That kind of feeling. And the crossing energy here, our sweet little page of cups.
The
Yeah, the
baby.
dreams. Yeah, even the dreams
Wow.
of the love, and yeah, it's a dream, and it's a young dream, and also that's that crush energy too, right? But below in your subconscious, the foundation of it, I had the nine of. I think that's the nine of wands, and look. I think this is such a profound image right there, isn't it? This deck is powerful. Yeah, I don't think I have to say much about that. And you don't really get the defensiveness here or the paranoia. It's like yes, I've got these things behind me, but look, I just feel sadness right there because it's not doesn't feel complete. I'm reading that intuitively. Um, in the past, recent past, the Page of Swords. I'm thinking that's pressure, people like saying things, putting things, those thoughts, those ideas, like I said, um, those sharp things that your subconscious is dealing with in that dream. It's like, well, you should really think about this, or why aren't
Yeah.
you,
I was getting
this
a
and
lot of
that.
that for her
Yeah.
for some reason. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I feel with that energy there. And then look at that magnifying glass. It's like, like scoping everyone out, getting dirt and then also just dishing it back out. I
There's
kind of feel like that
definitely
nosy
J.D.
energy.
Vance energy there.
Yeah,
With
right.
childless women.
Yeah. And then, but this is not a bad thing though, in your conscious thing is like the magician. It's like, well, why can't I make this happen for myself? Right. In your crown thought, that's not a bad thing because he was upright. Perhaps like, but that also kind of could add pressure too. They say manifestations, and that's funny. Like I hadn't even looked up at there yet, but I did want to say something too. When you didn't have a face, is like they say when manifesting someone, you should like write down what you're looking for in somebody, and not like every like little thing. I mean, you know, don't be a jerk about it, but yeah, like I mean, but just things that are core values, things that are important to you, and
Mm-hmm.
I think that a face could have come with that, like they're gentle, so maybe it's something gentle about their face,
Yeah, it's funny
things
you
like
say
that. Yeah,
general because that last face that you were showing, as the cards went along, they became almost genderless to me.
this
That
deck has that fluidity to it as
yeah,
well
there was
on
something.
purpose.
It looked like a dude that could be dressing as a woman
Look how
almost
many
to me.
arms he has there too.
Yeah, and then there was this sort of like, yeah, and he's got heels, but then if you look at the side of him, he kind of looks like a guy to me, and it's actually supposed to be a woman.
Sometimes I don't know, and he does that on purpose. I think.
Like
I
that
think
deck,
that's. I think
that deck
that's.
intrigues me. What is the name of
It's
that deck?
trippy. It's trippy as all get out. And it's worth having this book. I got a used copy of
Oh,
it,
it
so I
is the
didn't have to
Deviant
spend.
Moon. Okay.
Yeah, it's the Deviant Moon, but he wrote this, did this whole book with art, and he goes deeply into his dreams,
Oh my God.
interpretations,
Yeah.
and he shares a lot of artwork and stuff. Phenomenal. So
Okay.
it's crazy that weight, when I was like talking about the weight, and I looked, and like the 10 of Wands reversed. It's like wanting to ease that pressure, or just feeling like there's so much pressure that you're just like, okay, I give up. This isn't for me, apparently, or something.
Hmm.
So there could have been something subconscious blocking that for you that you weren't even wanting to recognize. But I will say this: we don't have to have somebody, because at the front of it, how can we love somebody else if we can't love ourselves first? So you're very strong, Christine, by the way, to go through and and be and obviously, I mean, look how long you made it, like that's great.
Hmm.
And but yeah, I mean, it could feel a sadness though too. I get all of that, but I think maybe subconsciously there was this kind of like whatever happens happens, like
Hmm.
I can't like keep lifting this like tiny little weight here.
Yeah, I'm
um
getting crushed by it. Yeah.
yeah, and this is funny, like I had like a little it's really hard to see, it's a little claw. Lego claw.
Looks
Just
like
one.
candy corn. Looks like
It does kind of
candy
look
corn.
like candy corn, yeah. So just one claw, I feel like it's like having the claws out a little bit though, with like the 9 of Wands, like kind of being on edge about it, like protective. It's
Hmm.
protective energy. And a U, we've got the letter U. Okay. And um and I think this is kind of important to say this. In my Celtic, I got tired of like trying to differentiate sometimes whether it was a hope or a fear. So I do the fears and then I do the hopes. Fears, charting new territory. Yeah, the Page of Wands. How many pages do we? We have 3 pages, by the way.
Ages.
That's a theme here, and like people, the Empress here, like pressure. I feel like there's like pressure. Like um looking at you like this is something that you need to do too, like putting
Hmm.
a stereotype
Hmm.
and an archetype on you. And in your hopes, the Queen of Swords, having your own truth, but also the look, she looks sad and like worried. I think just look at this image and kind of take that in, and I think you
And I
feel it. They,
think
they always say she's sad, but she's
yeah,
wise from her sadness and things like that. So, um, did I have a? I know I had an ending card, but I think I just threw it somewhere, so it doesn't matter how it ended. Apparently,
it
but
wasn't in the
anyways,
cards to know.
it wasn't in the cards to know. I might have threw it in the book over here. Lord. Okay. Well, my quote that I pulled for you here is actually one of the most famous quotes for about dream interpretation here. And this is what we've just been talking about. The interpretation of dreams is the royal road to a knowledge of the unconscious activities of the mind. Sigmund Freud. Probably one of the most popular dream
Hmm.
quotes. So yeah, the interpretation is like, so that is, it's just all about the power of the unconscious and how we should like honor that and try to heal some of those things. So anyways, Christine, sorry if that was a little long, but i I hope you got some answers and insights into that, and I think that was a great question. All right, Jeff. Let me look down and make sure I'm not missing anybody's. Let's see, any new questions or anything. Um, so I'm just going to tell you who I have next, okay? And then if
Okay.
I missed, somebody, y'all just let me know and just type it down there, and I'll look, okay? Did you answer that for? Let me put this up. Are you worried that you will wake up to a timeline where Trump is president? And many others will be in a timeline where Kamala Harris is president.
Yeah,
Wow,
we had
that would
three.
be a great book.
There were 3 different levels to that question, but I'm not going to go back to that. We need to get away.
Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't a different question that you were answering before.
Oh, okay, no, there wasn't.
Okay.
We dealt with that.
Okay, cool. All right, so we're good. Okay. Bill, if there's some other kind of like dream question, I know you've probably got to have some interesting dreams for sure. That sounds like that would be like an intriguing like book. Alternate
Yeah, it does
political
actually.
timelines, right?
It does. It does.
Yeah,
And so if you don't steal it from
yeah.
Bill,
I'm not writing about political anything. So yeah, I don't know enough to steal that. But yeah, like there's like a wormhole that you can go in between, and experience both sides of it. Like that could be a really good book. Okay. Y'all, you can give Jeff and I some royalties for that later.
I can have Bill on the show with me and we can talk about that. Bill, if
I
you're
think
in,
that was
if you do
fascinating.
that with me, you haven't been on my channel yet. If you want to do that.
Yeah, he hasn't. Okay,
No,
yeah,
he hasn't.
yeah.
Well, that's my fault. So shame on
Well,
me, Bill.
yeah, Jen was like, didn't we already do it? Yeah. Sorry, I don't always have the best memory as of like with shows because I'm super ADD and I'm paying attention to so many different things and trying to pay attention to yeah. Anyways, my
Just
bad.
don't snort the Adderall.
Oh gosh, no. Lord, no. That was like 20 years ago. Okay. So.
But some people still do it. Yeah.
No, no. I'm always like breaking mine in half, I'm like, oh God, I just can't. It doesn't have the same effects on you after a while, but it's just like taking an antidepressant. You still need it, and have to
Yeah.
approach it responsibly to come off of it, really. Okay, so next is I have Janet. Okay.
Okay.
Well, this may be difficult to read on. Oh, sorry. Read on, but I had a recurring dream as a child. Always wondered who the little rotten boy was that would lure me into the basement. Oh my lord. Wow. Wow. Mm.
He's got
It makes me, did you have any like paranormal activity in your house? That's an interesting question. What were you about to say, Jeff?
I just heard the game of Pinochle for some reason, but she's
I
got
don't know how to play
a
that.
comment here too. I'm here. I want you to know this boy in the dream's goal was to cut me on the hands with a small knife that sounded like a potato peeler. He did not follow when I moved, but I still hide my hands at 61.
That sounds very traumatic. Wow. Wow. That's like that stuff, like in a bad in like a scary novel. Lord. Okay. Wow, I divinely pulled a card from this dream deck. I think it's like right on. I love it when that happens. I think this is a deviant moon question all the way.
Um,
I'm gonna mute myself.
it's like kind of like how much pain can you endure to be with somebody or to know that you've done the right thing? It's almost like I'm getting this feeling of like the hand wringing, or if you ever had wrung your hands a lot. And I'm also seeing for some reason wrinkled hands, like almost it was about feeling like you weren't going to be objectified in the way that you thought you were supposed to be. And before it was time, you were going to be barren in some way without children. This is, I feel, is about children again too. And I'm going to tell you why. At the heart of this, in this deck is the if you see the deck of character, I felt like going with this for this question. I got the desert in the beginning, right? So there's this certain element of dryness or barren, and then a rock, right? And then above the rock is the mother, is the mother, okay? But there's a certain austerity to being a mother because there's a certain element of suppression. Because to me, she looks like a Muslim, okay? So then, also with smoke, coming down one and going over two, smoke comes to desert. I feel like the intentions or your intentions you couldn't always make known to somebody, and instead of your being fearful, that other person was fearful of you. And it was like a projection in this instance where if you could have just let someone know how you felt, then you wouldn't have been subconsciously going like this all the time or trying to hide your hands or fidgeting or doing something, because the hands kind of represent to me like tentacles. They're like tentacles where you shouldn't have been, it feels like to me. Then there was like smoke in the desert, like this tactile feeling that, like, as dried out as everything was, the desert was its storm. And I'm kind of feeling like, I don't know if there's a war component to this too, a fear of a brother or sister or a male having gone into war or you going into war or something. I don't know. But what I'm getting from this is like this compulsion, this almost masochistic compulsion that you can't let go of a feeling that someone has for you, even if it's not rooted in any reality. It's like a predisposition they have to believe something about you before you've even met them. It's like you've seen somebody before it was time, and you were already older, like your wrinkles, and if you're still having this dream, you're there, you're still feeling it, and it doesn't abate because it almost feels like it's an unfulfilled prophecy that, since it hasn't been fulfilled, that's causing fear too. That's what I'm getting from it. Like, there are like three different things. There's that child component, there's a war component, and then a fearfulness of getting older.
Wow. Wow. I'm looking at some of the
What
comments
Cosmic
here.
Orphan said too.
Yeah.
And what he said, yeah.
Wow. Hiding your hands suggests you may be trying to protect yourself from vulnerability or external judgment. That's very, very interesting.
That's kind of what I'm feeling, although he put it a lot more eloquently and succinctly. Yeah.
Yeah, this is so crazy. I'm gonna start with this first.
Okay.
Is my dream quote. Okay. Dream disfigurement then turns out in a reality to be an act of the censor, as in CENSOR, Sigmund Freud.
I need to see the how. Okay. Oh, okay. Dream disfigurement then turns out in reality to be an act of the censor. Yeah. That's kind of like what I was
Yeah.
seeing. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was profound.
I'm not even trained.
Yeah, and he
Neither
was
is
like, "This is
Cosmic.
that you're trying to protect, feeling that vulnerability."
I feel like
Yeah,
there's something as
you're
stupid
hiding,
as it
hiding. Yeah,
sounds. There's this kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, I know that sounds really stupid, you guys, but
no, it doesn't. It doesn't sound stupid. So I just let what come out. Look at this picture here on the dream card. being chased. And we've got like the leopard or cheetah, because they're super fast. How can you run from a cheetah, right?
Right.
Being chased. It's a top 10 dream, by the way. And this is kind of like being lured. I mean, obviously, you're not the one feeling in control here. So this is just divinely comes out. Okay. Being chased in a dream is a powerful indication you're trying to avoid someone or something in waking life. So being lured in by someone, like it almost has that. Like, was there somebody that that, avoiding, or if it's not that, it's like what Jeff was talking about, like a child, like the idea of, having a child. And when you said that, my crossing card, by the way, is the Empress, right?
Pregnant with the possibility or a child. Yeah.
Yeah. And on the bottom of the deck, the Emperor reversed, lack of control, right? Or somebody who embodies that Emperor. Of course, these are very, as Jeff said, very abbreviated Celtics, but the Celtic is just, it's like a little novel, it really does show things. The heartbeat of the reed, the Ace of Swords, that truth or some type of, could be something somebody says to you, a new breakthrough or idea that you have. It's upright for you.
Yeah, and that sword almost looks like
but it's
rocket.
It's also like double, that sword is double edged here. Just look at the face
that
though too. We have that, that's a big part of this deck too.
Right.
What's on the head there? Is that like a,
and then the head looks
crown?
Looks like it almost looks like that thing you put your head in to get your eyes looked at.
Yeah.
When you put
it does. Yeah, and trying to pick the clarity, like there's the heartbeat of it is some type of, needing a win that clarifies this whole, like idea or something. It can be like a hard truth even, like the harsh truth of something. At the base of it, the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. So we have two aces here. And this one's reversed. Yeah, exactly, Jeff. I like doing this, like bouncing off of
back
each other.
And forth.
Yeah, I love doing this. Rather than me just like rambling on,
Janet is saying, I wonder if there were subtle things I was picking up on but didn't know it, because I was super cautious and observant of energies at like 5 years. Sure. Yeah, that's why you were so sensitive with your hands, that the sensory aspect, and then the fact that SENSOR to Freud's CENSOR. There's something there, Janet, about what Care Bear had as far as that goes.
And the past is a Three of Pentacles reversed, like being things just not working out, like with others, things like feeling left out of something. It feels like, and that can be a lot of different things,
like the teamwork, the Mars in Capricorn. First, like there's no, you're feeling like the odd man out of the third wheel or something.
Can we please look at this?
Now I want this deck. Care Bear made me do it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Wow, look at that. Yeah. That makes me think of like this could just be like wanting to show the idea of this guy or this little kid in the dream. You know what I mean? Because look, I mean, they're attacking kind of like, I mean, like I see blood.
Yeah, I'm seeing blood. Yeah. And I'm also seeing like maybe, well, there are at least two disparate images. There looks like to be an alien in that. But then there's that theme again of that clarity, because there's still that shape around the one that looks most human. Yes,
because look at the alien. Like, I'm glad that you said that, because look, like it's like it has like what do you call those? Like mystic kind of
Oh, not like
extraterrestrial like light codes or something written, like there's this really weird kind of, yeah. Wow.
yeah, that deck is awesome.
It's twisted. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So above the Knight of Swords, I mean, ouch. Yeah. That's yeah. Your conscious is like expecting something to like come in, like wanting to get away from something quickly. I
It's
feel
like
like
a
that maybe is like that chase, like wanting to get away because
and
the Knight of
it's
Swords
a
is real forceful and
yeah, and it's it looks like
crude.
a rocking horse that he's on, but in reality, it doesn't move from where it is. It just
Yeah, yeah,
going and going like this and this and this.
yeah. Look at this horse's teeth. Wow, that's deep. And the Magician came out again. This could be a dream theme. This could
Yeah,
be a dream theme. Um, we kind of talked already about, the Magician. In your fears, look at this. This is reversed, by the way. The Knight of Wands. Two knights. Holy crap. Two aces. One's upright, one's reversed. One's upright, one's reversed. Wow, I'd love to pull apart a Celtic cross, but that can take a while to fully analyze it. But look, it's like a bug riding
I
a
see
bug.
like 6 different images in there. I see a turkey, I see like a spider, I see like
I see a
uh
turkey. I
yeah,
love
like a
you.
turkey
I can see it
skull.
now.
Yeah.
Oh my lord! But that was reversed. So you have a fear of not moving forward, I would say. Not have my light just flickered, by the way. Um, a fear of stagnation because in reverse, and also it could be a fear of impulse. I mean, it could be being
Impulsivity.
impulsivity. Also, the Knight of Wands in reverse is reckless too.
Mhm.
Yeah, and wow, the environment, Seven of Cups reversed. It's kind of like feeling like you just don't have a choice to
Yeah, a
me.
lack of choices or
Yeah.
there's no
And
good
the
choice.
hopes, the
Yeah.
King of Wands is reversed. Hoping.
Yeah,
Wow,
I think
that's dark. That's
what
a dark
Janet
hope.
said, it's too risky. Yeah.
Yeah, that's dark. Um, Let me just tell you that this Lego piece came out and it says grip and it's got the numbers. It looks like a 50181. Okay, but grip. And I'm thinking of like gripping onto something, like afraid of like losing. Oh my gosh, your hand.
That's what I was gonna
Holy,
say to you. Yeah.
holy crap. Okay. Sorry, that just took me a second. And I had a butterfly come out that just was kind of on its own. Um, but I think you've done a lot of work, Janet. Oh, and I had the letter J come out and it fell right on the Ace of Swords, and that's Janet, your initial. Okay. And but we ended with the lovers as an outcome though. So obviously I feel like you've made some kind of, you know, some kind of progress there in uniting what I mean, and it was in the upright, some type
She's
of
her own
choice of how
she's
you were going to deal with it. Yeah.
her own team. Yeah.
Yeah.
She became her own team and she got
Mhm.
past it or it works past it every day. It might even
Yeah.
be something that serves to challenge her or reminds her to be challenged. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think
Oh, yeah. And we're all mad here. Everyone is a little different. And it's number 23 and it's that adds up to be 5, the Hierophant.
so. Stop, halt,
Societal.
and hold. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Look at, Alice as a girl, that, and then look at the cat. I feel like that's
And it blends so
yeah,
well into her hair too. You don't know if it's a blanket or if it's actually an
right.
abstraction from her hair or
I'm loving
straggling.
this, Jeff.
Yeah.
This is profound. Like the the card. You can't make this up, by the way. You can't make this
No,
up.
you can't.
It amazes me.
No.
Janet, thank you for letting us read. I hope, if anything, I know it was a very interesting read, and the cards talk. Some things definitely came out. As soon as I said that, I just got chills. I hope that gave you maybe some different insights that you hadn't thought about for that before. Thank you for allowing us to look into that and sharing that and being vulnerable. That takes vulnerability to share that. So thank you.
It does.
And that's a sign of EQ, emotional intelligence. Thank you. I get that from Ange. With her show with Rain. It's so good, Jeff.
I know, huh?
Yeah, it's so good. Okay, so I've got Rossi and Anna left. Has anybody new came in to say hi? I don't think so. So yeah, we'll do Rossi and Anna next.
You're welcome, Janet.
All right, let me pull up Rossi, what she talks about here. About 6 weeks ago, I dreamt I was part of 45 Inner Circle and witnessed him shooting a man. The rest of the dream was like a spy movie, hiding out and stopping from hurting me. Well, obviously, some of the political landscape is
I guess we're
getting
going.
in your but also though, it's like in your dream though, you took it somewhere else. It's like, yeah, I know this is going on, and then it sounds like gosh, I was just thinking like Mission Impossible, the Mission Impossible. I don't know why that just came to my mind, but anyways. Whew. These are deep. I love it.
Well, off the bat, I'm getting it. You're either feeling in or out. Like you're either feeling like it's an almost Stockholm syndrome too. Like you don't really realize what your oppressor did until you're out of it. But yet in this situation, there's no getting out of it because you're living it. So it's kind of like a metaphor for something, Rossi, that you keep living that is unnerving and not ending, but to stay in it and be in the circle, literally in an inner circle, going round and around constantly is the only way to survive, is what I'm hearing. But let me pull the cards. You're either for or against something. And it's about being threatened by the duality that you're stuck in. And I feel like there have been a lot of choices you've had to make in your life that were based solely on moral principle and not enough on what you were feeling at the time. But let me see. Like you weren't seeing things in shades of gray ever because you couldn't. You had to make a split-second decision about something or someone. Okay, so I love this card in this deck. It is the Nine of Cups. Although, yeah, actually, this isn't the one I love. There's another cup one that looks more like figures from people. There are like, I think 5, but whatever. So to me, when this is reversed, this is just from a standpoint of the Rider Waite. This would be the wealthy merchant or Trump or Putin reversed. Okay, just to get that out of the way. The current energy or the forces in motion for you about this tell me that the metaphor that I came up with seems apt, considering that if you were looking at the cups in that Rider Waite rendition, they don't look like this, but they do look like they're in some sort of circle, or at least half of them do, and the other half are in some dimension outside of the card that the merchant can see. So, in other words, the perspective is only about survival and it's not about what's on the other side. And I kind of feel like you've been thrust into situations where you've had to choose between there's almost been no choice. You've had to choose your own livelihood and your own ability to support yourself against the harsh criticism of certain things that might come down the pike. But you couldn't weigh every choice the way you wanted to. But I'm also feeling like for you, there's this idea here of not being able to articulate something because with the really bright indigo coming through, it's telling me, and I don't think it's turquoise. It might be, oh, kind of. You couldn't always speak your mind when you were trying to survive, and
Throat chakra.
Yeah, that's another thing going on here with the green. What you were feeling and what you could articulate were some things you had to suppress.
Yeah.
And then the challenge to you is also a reversal. It's the Page of Pentacles, which to me is telling me, with some of the pink in here, there's prana flowing between you that's kind of been corrupted by the promise of something that was unfulfilled. So in your dream, I kind of feel like there's no protection. Even if you think that going around in a circle is going to protect you, it actually makes you more and more crazy in your own mind, is what I'm hearing. And you're the strongest element for you right now, as far as your chakra goes, Rossi, because of these dreams, is your third eye, because you know what this dream means. Because I'm getting a lot of that light blue now in this card. You know what this dream means, in the sense that you've had to really fight. And then just to wrap it up, and I'm seeing the same colors again, kind of here. This is upright, right? But I am getting some of the orange. But I am getting the tainted sort of black effect, and then spewing from the black is that turquoise color from the throat, and it's almost kind of mixed with your third eye. So it's almost like you can't give voice to what you know psychically is hurting you, and this dream is hurting you deeply. In these chalices with the Three of Cups that are supposed to be, representing like Mercury and Cancer, and the ability to celebrate, celebrating freedom and celebrating success is a bittersweet pill, because your whole life you've had to succeed, or it was succeed or die. Like, I'm getting some really like fatalistic ideas that are represented by the dream for entertainment purposes only. That's all I got.
Yes, for entertainment purposes only. Obviously, I do not have any. I've got an English degree in
Mercury's communication, and so do I have an English degree.
Yeah. That's actually my Cancer placement, is a Mercury in Cancer.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because that makes everything you have to say more intriguing and urgent.
But at the same time, I can be a little careful too about like naming an emotion. You just feel them. They can be so raw that you don't know how to verbalize the emotion always. But also, Mercury in Cancer is known for having an excellent memory, but the memories are fueled by the feelings you have attached, more so than just regurgitating things. They were quiet.
You want to take a break if you want, yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to pull a chakra card after you were talking about chakras, and like, that's green. That's the heart. So it's the heart chakra, and the perception with that heart chakra. So that might be a chakra in the throat, as Jeff said too, is to work on work, you might to do some, chakra healing and focus on those areas could be
Thanks,
helpful.
Emma.
Journaling about your feelings about things too. My dream card for you, it's interesting. It's called Finding Something Valuable is what wanted to, come out. And it says discovering something valuable, like, antiquities, hidden treasure, or banknotes. Suggests that in waking life, you might be on course to learn something important about yourself or about a situation or a relationship. And these, it might not be always like when I do it like this, it's not really always what the dream is about, but I love it when it comes out. I'm like, oh, wow, that's really what it is here. Yeah. So, but I think it was interesting, like finding something valuable. Did you say you had the Nine of Cups, right?
Yep.
On the bottom of my deck is the Nine of Cups in reverse. Look, it's a genie. And it comes out of this bottle. It's the wish, but here it's not feel like you're not getting what you're hoping for. I think it's a fear, especially like as we close in on this election
False
and everything,
hope
right?
is what I just heard. False hope.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. I like that. And look, this is one of my favorite cards. It's weird to have this your favorite, but that Ten of Swords was right underneath that. Yeah. Being in a box, I mean, like, that's crazy. Like, I think it just wanted to, like, feeling like boxed in by
fashionable
things
prison.
You have no control over. Yeah. So I think you might need to heal a perception here that between, that's in your heart chakra, like something about the perception there. So I didn't do a Celtic this time because this deck is very chatty. It's got an energy. And when things just fly out of this deck, I had 3 cards just fly out together. And I was like, okay, that's it. I got to take these. And so we start off here with the 8 of Pentacles, okay? Look, you get that whole like factory kind of thing. And the time, we're running out of time here, and I'm thinking, I'm like, running out of time to make this happen, something like that. And also like things, look, there's a pressure too. Like there's a pressure gauge. Yeah. And I mean, are these pentacles coming out of the thing, or is he like putting them in an incinerator, or are they coming? I mean, or it's like a forging. Yeah. I just like heard alchemy.
It's almost like the origin of her energy too, like the origin of the routine that she has had to endure. Is she the one driving it, or does she feel like externally something's driving it?
Right. Yeah, and we get more cups here. I'll turn it up so you can look at that, but it came out reversed. The 3 of Cups reversed. Okay. I mean, there can be a lot of things, but also the 2 is like feeling like a sense of isolation too.
Yeah.
With that. Yeah.
It can be in its worst moments too, thoughts of hurting yourself. And that is Mercury in Cancer.
Yeah.
That card.
Yeah. Holy crap. Okay. See, this deck is spooky. It's kind of spooky. I love Patrick Valenza. Yeah. So that's interesting. Like she's just like pouring this water in her head too. And what are her hands made of? Like it's a claw. Wow. It's a wicked deck. So above the key, I forgot to mention this, like above that 8 of Pentacles, there were 2 keys. Okay. 2 keys. 2. Yeah. And look, it almost looks like a little heart if you from what I can see, because it like dips just slightly above there, and it's green. And I pulled that chakra card. But I think there's just like maybe trying, like wanting, like wishing you could do something more, like not having strength like that. You know, because I mean, yeah, we can do our part and vote or whatever. We can do your part, you know, like, but it's still, we're just still like a cog in the wheel, you know?
Mhm.
Oh my God. A cog in the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And just the disappointing feeling that can have,
And the
right?
sun's going to continue to shine, but that doesn't make everything right.
Right. So
I
the
mean,
strength, like, look, you know, like, yeah, that's a pretty dark strength.
unless there's nuclear winter, in which case,
Right.
yeah.
So, my dream quote for you. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I did have an O and an A come out. And look at this little Lego person. It's kind of like a little gothic
A little
Lego
gothic,
person. Yeah.
yeah,
But
or some,
I hear Dracula, like a vampire, like, you know, energy vampires. And then look, there's like a fence came out with that over the Three of Cups reversed.
mhm.
And I forgot to say this. I pulled my Vampire of Richmond from my Southern Gothic Oracle. And it says ego and narcissism. I would think like maybe that's why you feel this way, because maybe other people maybe misjudge you, or you suffered from somebody else being that way, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Energy vampires. Vampire. That's kind of intuitively. But my quote for you is, dreams are never concerned with trivialities. We do not allow our sleep to be disturbed by trifles. Sigmund Freud. So dreams are important. Yeah.
That Rossi probably maybe, I don't think she discounts her dreams, but maybe.
But if you think it's silly, like, don't, you know, I
Yeah.
think you can find something valuable in it. That came out in the dream card. I think you can find something valuable in that. So, yeah. So I think we have one more, Jeff. We appreciate y'all letting us read for you and doing this and spending, you know, you could be anywhere, but you're here, and we appreciate that. Thank you, Rossi. Let me go down. Night, Fatima. No, she's probably already gone, but I'm still
I
saying
think
night.
she's gone, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure she is. Yeah. But yeah, we love Fatima. Very interesting, really something to think about.
Bill's
We're supposed
book,
to do that.
everybody.
Yes, I have it too.
On bathroom walls, yeah.
Yes. They're almost singing to my kids. Yes, Rossi. And that was something I read or listened to. And even like, yeah, Freud, okay, I mean, the ones you remember, if you don't remember, I mean, it is significant. So, and she says, thank you.
Janet Lee
Thank you.
Janet Lee was saying your kids sing in unison.
Yeah,
But
they do.
not. Yeah, but not.
Yeah.
They almost sing in unison.
They do a lot. They love their favorite thing is like songs. They kept singing this one today. It was like, who took the cookie from the cookie jar? And they're like, ew, in unison. Is so cute. Okay, so now we get the water wrestle and the sharks jump on. Oh, ringing. I just got like a ringing in my right ear. Which I forget which one they say that it. Maybe like something you shouldn't listen to. Something you shouldn't listen to. Okay. Because I think in left it's from spirit. I gotta go back. I made a note of that somewhere.
I'm getting it in my right ear. getting something.
Yours too?
My right ear is getting warm and it's starting to hurt. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
More.
We're sinking. Wow,
I'm
Jeff.
getting frequency.
Yeah. I hear frequencies a lot. And I know like people like say tinnitus and things like that too, but it's different. Like I'll say something really strange because that's what we're doing here. Do you okay, so like when I pass like like big power generators and things like that, like those big steel towers and you see like the wires, me talking about it right now, I get a metallic taste in my mouth and then my ears ring. Um
I'm
Strange,
getting
right?
dry mouth. Yeah. I'm hearing kill or be killed, Anna, too. I'm hearing this sense of like what happens in the moment for you is almost not as important as the depth or the frequency of time and how to process those things that happen in the moment. I don't know
Yeah.
why I'm hearing that type of message for you. That my head's going kind of.
When you hear things, think about whatever's going on at that time. Just like when an angel number or something like that comes up, they say, um, rather than just go run and see what the number's about, like really like take note of what you're doing right that moment or what your thought was or something like that. You might have some clairaudience.
Yeah.
Something you might want to look into.
And it actually moves up here a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Also wondering if you have any type of balance issues or any sort of
She said
ability.
that falling came out.
Did
I'll
it?
talk about yeah. Mm-hmm. And I got chills. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just
No,
felt like
that's
it
fine.
was.
That's
I
how we
felt
get
like
it.
it was timely.
Yes.
It was timely, and it's a top 10 dream. I can't believe I've committed to one tarot deck all night. This is a good one. I usually always switch it up.
I kind of feel too, Anna, like you don't have the time to assess a lot of situations. You come out with the first gut instinct or impression that you have, and it might land with a thud for some people, but it's really cutting and abrasive, and it needs to be said. And sometimes you're not apologetic for it, and you shouldn't be. But let me see what the cards say. Because when you say something, the water I swim with sharks, that expression swimming with the sharks, you could be one of them, or you could be eat or be eaten. And it's like it could be criticism of which you're afraid too. And I'm getting a chill on that. But let me see. I feel um, like if you can't speak back, it hurt you for a while. Like it didn't like because I did see you just right. I was not able to speak up for a long time. I feel like you're you're going in the other direction now. Like you've gone to the other side of it, and that's why the frequency that I'm getting is raised so intensely. But I'm gonna look at my cards and shut up. Hold on. Yeah, see, I got the devil reversed. That's your energy right now. You're just surrendering to it. You're giving right into it. And there's something very freeing about that. But at the same time, your challenge card is the Page of Wands, which you're trying to be emboldened and emblazoned by this energy, but you're trying to tone it down a bit. But it's not working. And you need to be authentic to yourself, Anna. So if you are feeling this way based on this dream that I'm getting that you can't change who you are. Okay. You can't just be like, because in the past, it was this Knight of Cups energy, like, like just walking around, kind of like just accepting things status quo, but yet never really getting to where you need to be. And so you had to go to what were extremes to some people, and you may have lost friends about it. You may have lost some part of you that was more accessible to other people, but you're more important than they are. Remember that. And then the other thing I'm getting is the King of Swords in reverse. I'm going full Celtic on this one because it seems like it's just flowing. I got King of Swords reversed for you. So I feel like if there were a man in your life that were turned off by this, or there is a man in your life now, he's understanding of this strategy because he embodies the same strategy you do. You're of like mind, or your partner's of like mind, and you need to be with someone of like mind who's going to embrace this. Hi, Ever Inferno. And in the future, 7 of Pentacles. This is a plan that you need to flesh out, meaning if you feel, Anna, at times you need to pull back a little bit, but do it only if you feel you need to. This is what this dream is trying to tell you, but don't do it if you don't feel like you should. That's all I got to say about it.
Okay, so here's one quick thing here. Which one? I was like, what happened on the fly out here? Does it come out?
Hi, Judith.
Oh, that's an interesting one. Okay. I feel like I need to pull you like some type of oracle here. So, Southern Gothic. So if we had, again, some similarities in cards.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That makes me know I'm doing it right.
yeah.
I had that happen. I had that happen a week or two ago with Ramon. We got the same 2 cards in a reading. I was like,
yeah.
Really?
We've gotten multiples. Oh my Lord. This vampire keeps wanting to come out. The vampire came out, and on the bottom was a conjured spirit summoning drama and negativity. Did you just see that?
Mm-hmm. What was that?
Yeah, it's been happening all day, but off and on, I don't know like why this is happening. But our channel, like everybody's channels keep doing that. My husband's like, it's been happening. I'm like, but it happens like that one was really weird because it just like felt like it was, sometimes they're like so subtle, but that one was just like, I felt like, like, yeah, like taken aback by something, like appalled by things
Looked
that
like
people
a
can
Russian
say.
drone.
And my hand is like shaking a little bit. So holding that in, oh my God, that's the way I feel.
And I think that could be frequency too.
Yeah. So I don't know where to start. Okay. I was just like, look at these little charms that came out, cat and a bird. Yeah. So it's like, a cat going after a bird, is a cat going after a bird, can the bird fly away? And then I had an apple that came out, and these didn't really fall in anything. They kind of fell outside. So learning how to get away or learning how to deal with things, but also, apples are temptations too. Okay, so the falling was the card that I got for you, and that was funny. Like I said that before. Okay, falling in a dream is a clear sign that some situation or relationship is out of your control. It's a top 10 dream. Yeah. So Wow. This was an interesting one. I don't know why I feel like reading this, but I'm going to.
Care Bear, I
Um,
don't mean it. Her friend had apples in her trunk.
oh, please interrupt. Like, it doesn't bother me.
Okay.
Wow. That's crazy. I told you some of these charms, like, I was just wondering, like, if somebody would just say something random. And I think that's just like two, like, little confirmations, like, this is for me, like, this reading is for me. Oh, hey, Judith. Saw Judith just come in. Um, I don't know why I wanted to say this, like it just jumped out at me, but it says like there may also be sexual associations, perhaps a strong desire to succumb to sexual urges with a risk of damaging consequences. And that's kind of like that spirit behind here too. Like subconsciously, like you subconsciously can draw in energy that you really don't want there. You know what I mean? Like, and also like sometimes we just like want things too that aren't good for us. But I don't know why I went. So I think I don't know if that's for you, Anna, but somebody needed to hear that. So I just say what I need to. Okay. All right. Let me just roll into it because my girls are singing in unison again. This sums it up right here. The Two of Pentacles. Oh, look, she's like very sexual too in this one. Belly dancer. It's like, how do I make this work? Like,
Mhm.
yeah, you could be filled, pulled in different ways. Also, I mean, that can be things with finances though too. Moving money around, things like that. But I kind of get this feel from it. Yeah, that it's like hard to balance your needs with others, and that's demanding. And I think what Jeff said too, didn't you say something about like speaking the needs? Yeah,
She
because
did too. Yeah.
the crossing, oh yes, the crossing is the Queen of Swords, right? Being able to speak and set your boundaries. Do not feel like you're like expected to just do all this, like,
What's
ooh,
interesting
and look sexy doing it.
what's if Hot Dog Christine, if Hot Dog Annie's is still in Worcester, I miss it. I loved Hot Dog Annie's. Um
Oh, I don't know what
uh
this, but it sounds good.
the sharp the Queen of Swords is the media card, and I want to say with the media energy that Care Bear was talking about, the energy of boundaries. A lot of time, the unfettered access the media has, or the ability to speak freely, is something that
Mm-hmm.
you're going through, Anna. And that's in I'm getting chills on that. I'm getting chills on the idea that speaking freely means everything to you right now. So um,
Mm-hmm.
try, that's what I was saying. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's definitely there.
Yeah. 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 She's very blunt, the Queen of
That's what I'm
Swords.
getting. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, at the bottom of everything, we've got like the Ten of Wands in reverse. This is not the first time this card's come out tonight, by the way.
No, like two
It's
other
hard
times.
to bear it. It's hard to carry that burden. Um, and then the Ace of Swords reversed, not speaking your truth. But there's something above this that you're expecting something to come. This is a wicked Eight of Wands, by the way. Look at that raven. It's got a letter. There's some type of something like, and maybe feeling, um, hmm, anxious. Like it reminds me of the Nine of Wands, though, too. It's like looking like, like,
I get
can
Grim
I get
Reaper
this
vibes out.
message out? Yeah. Oh, it does. Right. Yeah.
The way it's hunched over and that thing it's carrying. And then the
Yeah.
nose, like the Pinocchio lying or something. I don't know.
The bird. And look, it's like that raven. It's like, can it get over? Like, does she know that that raven's taking that message over there? These are all good questions, right? Um, and I think this is a theme card tonight. Is the Lovers. Darn Lovers came out again. Some of the charms that I did have come over, I had my in a suit man. But look, he doesn't really have a face. That's interesting, right?
A Ken doll.
No, these are train scales, like because we have like some actually nice train sets like from when my husband was a kid. German train sets that like you've got to actually like put in like I don't know, like I don't mess with them. They're complicated. I can't think of like how they run, but there's like wires and stuff. And they're big. They're probably like a car is like about that, like
Mhm.
something like that. And they're heavy. They're real well made. But anyways, yeah, we got our like Dapper Dan who doesn't have a face, okay? We've got the letter E, okay? Double
Anna missed the
E's.
first thing you pulled.
Oh,
Anna,
that's that Two of Pentacles? Or the
was that what
charms.
you meant, Anna, or did you mean one of the doodads?
The trinket charm. Yeah,
Trinkets,
trinket
yeah.
charms, whatever. Yeah. Here, let me look. The charm.
charm.
Okay, yeah, the charm. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna say it like 'cause there were ones before. There was like the cat and the bird, okay, and then oh yeah, you got the apple because you said something about that. It's this dude, weird faceless suit guy. I'm calling him Dapper Dan. And we've got two E's, okay. Usually when letters come out, I don't, unless they kind of like spell up something, I don't always, usually they can just be significant for you. I've got this like little control panel, but there's like a little sliver of DNA on it, like a DNA strand. And an igloo. This is an igloo.
She goes, "Oh, could be my dad."
Huh. Interesting. Oh, and I got like a little number 46 potion bottle that has a snake on it that came out above that. And yeah, interesting. DNA, some igloo, like these are cold, right? But you can get inside of one to be warm from the cold. Things feel cold around you. Your hope, your fears, the Chariot reversed. Yeah, the Chariot reverses, like either you're not going anywhere or you just fall off. It also can be an accident. It's a fear, okay? King of Pentacles in the environment. Interesting. With that man that came out, right? He looks like the way a King of Pentacles would dress. And then we got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse in your hopes. That can be taking care of your own needs too, and not always being expecting to take care of everybody else's. And your hope is to like take time for yourself too, with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse for a hope. Yeah, that's the most positive way I can think of it,
Mm-hmm.
And then we came out with the Five of Pentacles in reversed. Look at this eye in the door, by the way. Isn't that creepy?
Mercury and Taurus. Yeah, that is very creepy.
So I had a lot of pentacles, but look, Jeff, on the bottom of my deck was Seven of Pentacles, but it was in the reverse.
Huh.
And underneath that was the Five of Cups reversed and Justice reversed. Seems not fair. Somebody gave up. Look, that tree's bleeding. It's shaking the tree to try to get something to come down, right? It's like Seven of Pentacles reversed.
it's
It's
almost
not
like,
seeing the value in you.
yeah, trying to bleed water from a stone or get
Yeah.
water from a stone or
Yeah. It's like, yeah, just got to give up. I had a ladder fall out over the Queen of Pentacles reversed too. So I feel like, like get away. And my dream quote for you is you don't need a fancy psychoanalyst to interpret your dreams. If you want to find out what your dreams mean, you can write them down as soon as you wake up when they are still fresh in the memory by Barrett Brogard. And I've heard this said too, is we are the best interpreters of our dreams. We're better than anybody who could do it for us. It just takes a little bit of time and process and trusting your intuition. And of course, I'm not saying if you need help and they're like, no, like see a doctor, those things. There's other things that we need help with too. Okay. But don't be afraid. Like, don't be afraid to, you are very capable. They're from your subconscious, very capable of interpreting these dreams and assigning meaning to it. But I think what this is basically, it's like saying, Anna, you need to write down your dreams. Okay. I'm giving you homework. My card got bent somehow too just now. It wasn't bent early. That vampire, man. That vampire of Richmond tonight. Oh, oh. See, yes, I've been taking advantage of all my life almost. Yeah. It's time to put the value back on you, knowing you have that value. You give it yourself. And I was just hearing, like, even though this says ego and narcissism, I was like, energy vampires. I ain't assigning my own meanings. I believe that there are no rules in tarot when it comes to your intuition. And here's the card that came out. Like, this wanted to just fly out for all of us. The Six of Cups. Like, it's like Punch and Judy. And the people, like, yeah. Six of Cups. Past or nostalgia, things like that. The past is a lot of what our dreams are made of, right? So,
so
this is
Judith
awesome.
has a question.
Oh, cool. Let me look. Let me unstar and take Anna off the screen. I'm doing this from my phone too, by the way, people. So that's why I'm so clunky. Computer out of the box did not work. So they ordered another one. Okay, wait, that's not okay. Hold it. You have no idea. That's not the question, is it? Is it above or is that it?
It's above. It's at 9:58 p.m.
Shoot. Did I miss it? Let me see if it'll look. Making sure I didn't. No. That's horrible. Oh man, I hope I scrolled up as far as I could. Is it after
Judith,
that?
I can't star questions on my side, so could you write the question again? It's seeing my dreams are all over the place. I'd like to ask a question. Was laid off October 2nd. Had an interview for a small contract position. Do you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Oh no, I know. Like,
okay.
I know that she was. I remember seeing that news, like her break that news. But I need to hear the rest of that. Maybe you could start this off. I need to change one of the girls real fast. If that's okay.
All right.
But I'll be back. But yeah, if she could maybe type, if we want to put it back on the screen, type just the last part of it that I do know about the first part, if that's okay.
Is that okay, Judith?
Or y'all can just tell it to me that part again when I come back. Okay. I'll be back. I'll be back.
Maybe we should put it on a banner. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to go first on this, Judith. For a government job Thursday. Do you see if not? Do you see what do you see if not for these positions and when? Okay. Okay. All right, Judith. I got a yes on the first one that you had the interview for. Actually, the small contract one, I got a yes on, but I want to go a little bit into this. So give me a second, okay? Is the one that is a small contract position going to last until Christmas? Because I got the Wheel of Fortune reversed, but what I'm hearing with it is it might have something to do with seasonality or the holidays. I don't know, but I'm hearing that there's something about paying handsomely for a very quick period of time. Also, it might not be at first something you would think of doing, but it does have the markings because I'm getting this sort of karmic thing. It might have been something you did in the past that you didn't succeed at, but this time you might. Then I got my eyes are starting to shit the bed. Nine of Pentacles reversed. I don't think this is about necessity for money. I feel like this is more about an affirmation of something that you don't think you can do that you can do. And it might actually open the door, I'm hearing, to something else because you got you did get all of these various and sundry colors. You got the light blue for the third eye, and then you got the purple for like the you know chakra on your head, whatever it's called. Then you got the the sort of ruby red orange. So it's going to fulfill a need that's primal and at the same time too cerebral. It could be actually something a lot deeper than I'm making it out to be. But you did get, and I do see a face in this card, which always helps me. If you look very carefully, it almost looks like a piñata, like a bear piñata or something. I don't know if it has anything to do with dolls or something like that, but in the past, or something to do with knickknacks or antiquity. I kind of feel like it's going more toward, because this is the delay card. you might be a bull in a china shop, I'm hearing, at first when you're doing this job. So that's something to measure for entertainment purposes only if you take that contract position, which I think you're going to get. And also, you did get the solar plexus reverse, which is what you do. Well, it's about what you feel. So I'm not sure that you really think that this is something you want to try, but I think the energy's in your favor to get it. The other thing is it's still in finance. Okay. So it is a match for you. The interview was a little off. Okay. The other thing that I did see with this, there was a second part of this that you asked. Thursday as well. What do you see? Okay, so the government job Thursday. Let me read on that part.
Okay, just like on the contract one or whatever, it's like I've got like the 6 of ones that came out. Like at first, like has she been offered this, or she wants to know if she's been, or she should take it?
I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Okay.
But I do see her I saw her being offered it.
So yeah, that's what I'm seeing, like 2 with the 6 of ones, and then the Knight of Cups is the offer. Okay.
But I'm seeing her like the second one more because this is giving me like a really big yes.
The 7 of Swords reversed though after that, and the Devil reversed.
Yeah, so it's not the first one you should take. I mean, I thought the energy was I would say if you were offered it, take it, but I would not take it based on the fact that I get a bigger yes on this. But I want to read on cards on the government one, Judith.
I'll probably, Judith, I know I have your email. I'll probably like read cards in the other one and like email link you a picture and like a little thing or whatever, because my house is like crazy right now. But that one I felt good, like, because those cards just like went. I was like, no, look, we're gonna look at that one. But like, yeah, okay, yeah. I had an interview for the contract on Thursday, and then yes, the government. Okay, yeah.
This makes sense given what you said. You
you
felt like
know,
the interview was a little off. You got chakra alignment reversed as the energy you're feeling now, and you also got the 6 of Swords reversed, which is not being able to get out of your head about how you thought the interview went or feeling like you're not going to get it. But I really think that the energy for you is better matched with the government job than in finance.
I think you intuitively know that. Yeah.
9 of Wands. I think she does too. 9 of Wands. The cycle of almost being on the cusp of getting out of a certain line of work and going into another one. With the 10 almost coming in, you want to do that, but the other part of you is like, I'm secure in what I've been doing. So I kind of feel like there could be a balance between the two. You really don't know what the trade-off is going to be.
I'll pull some later on it,
Right.
like when it quiets down here, and I'll email her too, like what that one looks like for her, for sure. But yeah, I think very clearly that contract. Why put yourself into something just to have to leave it fast? See, they don't like it either.
Yeah, don't take the first one if you can help it. Take the first one.
Well,
I think you're going to be offered the first one.
Whew. I need to put my girls down to bed next time then.
Hi, the more intuitive me.
Yeah, this is how it normally goes down around here. Elizabeth, hi. Thank you so much. We are just wrapping up. I appreciate you coming in and saying hello. My girls, yeah, they're in a witching hour right now, but but I'm glad we got to everybody's questions. So that was a blessing. And I'm so thankful that y'all all sat here with us tonight and went down the rabbit hole in dreams. And I'm going to put that in my community tab, that Jay Shetty thing that I stumbled upon today. It was very enlightening. So, Jeff, what do you have coming up next? Do you have anything?
Nothing yet.
Well, we should get together again, though.
We should get together. And Bill, if you're seeing this, Bill, I am going to ask you about doing a whole show on what it would mean to be in to time
right
my YouTube. It is
here. I'll meet.
Okay, hold on. Let's see.
Tuesday, right, I'll be on Heather's channel.
There you go.
There we go. Okay. Dear Lord, it's a meltdown here. I'm going to let you close out the show, Jeff.
Okay. All right. So, I
tell them about my show on Tuesday. I'm going to let you close it out, and then I'll come back and I'll end the stream.
What is your show on Tuesday? Is it about the signs?
It's with Heather, and we're doing like a witchy tarot show. So.
Okay, so a witchy tarot show with Heather, with Care Bear,
and Kristen
Indigo
Louise.
Intuitive Art, Indigo Jaguar Intuitive Arts, something like that.
Yeah, right? Indigo Jaguar. I've got it in my community tab, and Kristen Louise, she'll be on there, and she has that cool runes deck. So
okay.
Anyways, it's at 8. That's what I got on Tuesday.
And have a good night, everybody. We're out.
Yeah, it's time. Bye. Sorry, y'all. Bye.